Good evening, everyone out there. How is everyone? It's forgot to mute. I think I jumped into speaking earlier than I was supposed to because I wasn't fully paying attention. And that is my fault, and I apologize. But welcome to Forgot to Mute. You'll notice it's a modified cast tonight, a little more intimate group here with Kait and Derek and me. We are going to do a modified version of Forgot to Mute tonight, a half show, if you will, that it accommodates having 3 people instead of 5. So it's not quite a true half, but we're gonna work with it. Kait, Derek, how are you?
Good. Wow. I'm excited for 3 Got to Mute.
Oh, I like that.
Me too. Yeah. Majorly.
3 Got to Mute. I think that's a new name for the show.
Wow.
You know, we do have some folks. Because this is a little different, we're going to start with some questions for everybody, and we're all just going to throw a bunch of questions around and get to know each other a little more. And if we get to it, we'll do some improv. So with that in mind, would love to get just a one-word suggestion or something from you all. If you want to throw that in the chat while we kind of talk and figure out what we're going to do for our 5-year plan, each of us. So yeah. You know, my first question is one that I've been thinking a lot about because I've been watching Scenes from a Marriage on HBO. And I want to know, who was your first real celebrity crush?
Now, when you say real,
yeah, that's what I was gonna.
I don't want. I suppose you could do a cartoon.
Okay.
And I suppose it could also potentially be an animal or a ghost.
So we're talking like from the youngest age we can remember crush.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like the first time you kind of like were like, oh, that feels different.
Yeah. I think for me it was the Pink Power Ranger.
Oh. On TV?
Yeah, Kimberly.
What was it about Kimberly, the Pink Power Ranger?
I think I just liked that she was sassy. Mm-hmm. And I thought she was cute. And she's pink. I loved pink.
Yeah. Would you say that you would still, like, that's one that holds up in your life?
I don't think so, because when I really look back on it, it was pretty not materialistic. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, vapid. There was no substance to the crush.
Superficial.
Superficial, thank you so much. Yes, that was the word I was looking for. One of my childhood crushes that does hold up is when I was in middle school, I had a huge crush on Ann Curry from the Today Show. And I still think she's gorgeous.
Amazing.
would truly be in history class and I'd be like, I wonder what Anne's doing right now.
Did you like write her name in bubble letters and put like heart?
No, I don't think I was that aware of my sexuality yet. But like I thought about her every day for probably like 2 years.
As did millions of Americans who were eating their breakfast.
That's right. And my day started with Anne, Yeah. She was Anne on the brain.
Today. Yeah.
She was always the one who took things to maybe a little bit more serious place because she had the actual news.
Yeah, she had like a little bit more, she was a little bit more business lady, and that caught my attention.
Yeah, you weren't there to kid around.
I was like, Katie Couric, like, go away. Matt Lauer, you suck. Which has been proven to be.
Yeah.
Al Roker is still good by me, though.
Someone just died, didn't they?
Willard Scott.
Willard Scott died.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Derek, go ahead.
No,
who was your first real celebrity crush?
Willard Scott. No. It was Martin Kratt of the Kratt Brothers.
Yep.
They were on PBS doing various kids shows about animals. So they started with Wild Kratts, and then they moved on to Zaboomafoo, the one with the lemur puppet. And now I believe, they started.
They have an animated show now.
Yeah. Maybe that's Wild Kratts, and they started with Kratts Creatures. I don't know. Yeah. But Martin Kratt. Or was it Chris Kratt? I cannot keep their
names. Are they twins?
No, they look very different, but they never appeared apart from each other. So it's just Martin and Chris Kratt.
Okay. I have never heard of them, and I've never seen the show.
Zaboomafoo holds up. You should check it out.
Okay.
Because it's a real life lemur that like comes in, and then it enters the treehouse and becomes a puppet.
Interesting. I think I could get into that even now.
And great. I don't want to bring things down, but I do believe the lemur who played Zubu passed away a couple of years ago.
Is he done ruining my childhood?
Oh, now there's another cool thing. So like real life lemur turns into a puppet lemur, and then there would also be like a short cartoon where he's a cartoon lemur. So he's like,
who could it be? This animal who I did see. Can you help me guess this mystery? That's when he was the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is this almost like a Father, Son, Holy Ghost kind of thing?
Maybe
the Trinity of lemur.
Yeah.
Different forms, but yet they're all the same lemur.
They're all Zaboomafoo.
Mm-hmm. All one ring-tailed lemur. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I will watch that show.
Great.
Yeah. Actually, we're going to cut this short just so that I can go watch it right now.
I'm just going to check real quick.
Make sure everyone's alive.
No, it is not even on my my search engine that I use to find things that are on streaming services. So good luck with that.
Oh boy.
It's probably on YouTube. Everything's on.
We can find it.
Yeah.
You can find anything these days.
Yeah.
Well, and would you say that crush holds up too today?
Not as much. I feel like he's sort of aged out of my window.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Okay. Have you guys gotten to the age yet where you see a celebrity and you're like, oh, I really like them. They're so cute. And then you realize they're about 15 years younger than you, 20 years younger than you?
I've had that happen once or twice. And then on TikTok, I'll be like, oh, they're really cute. And they're like a teenager. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
and I freak out for a minute. And then I feel old.
Yeah. I feel like it's a little bit easier to tell with boys. So it's not, I'm not, there aren't any, TikTok influencers or anyone who catches my eye. Nobody on, I guess, Disney Channel or Nickelodeon sitcoms or anything. So
yeah, I would say that's probably a good sign, Derek.
Yeah,
that is.
I would agree. Yeah.
Phew.
Oof. Dodged a bullet there.
Yes. Do either of you have a question or any questions you want to ask?
Well, what was your first crush?
So I don't know if it counts as a celebrity, but it's kind of a minor celebrity.
Joe Camel.
My mom took me to a high school production of West Side Story. When I was younger, I was pretty young, like maybe third, fourth grade or something. As she was in the drama department at this particular high school when she was there. And so she's like, oh, I'm going to take you to see West Side Story. And there was an extra that was one of the Jets. And I had a crush on him. And I was like, Mom, which role is that? She's like, oh, he's just an extra in the Jets, and I was like, oh my God. But that was my first but real celebrity, Paul Rudd in Clueless. I was a late bloomer. So
and that is one that holds up.
It does hold up, man, oh man. And it all started because Scenes from a Marriage, Oscar Isaac is a big one for me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And Jessica Chastain, I think. She's not so bad. Anyway, if you had to do, what's one drug you want to do? Or you would be like...
Woo, what a segue.
If you had to do a drug, what would you do?
Oh, mushrooms, 1,000,000%.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
I've heard about them curing people's depression, and I would like that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I also just think it would be fun.
I think it could be.
I'm not interested in the fun. I just want to...
the results.
You just want to feel something again, don't you?
Yes, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. What is the one we've talked about? What, ayahuasca?
That's the pukey one.
Yeah. That seems like it could be interesting.
I've heard some stories of people doing really messed up stuff on those trips.
Yeah.
Like murder. And yeah. I don't want to try that.
Do you personally know someone wwho has done ayahuasca and
murder? No, not really. But I know of someone.
Wow.
From a podcast called My Favorite Murder on Exactly Right.
Okay. I haven't listened to that for like a year. I just kind of fell out.
Yeah, I'm like 6 months behind.
I got Real Housewives to deal with right now. So yeah. Yeah, the ones curing depression would be good. I'm with you on that, Derek. I don't really need an upper. Like I don't want cocaine. Meth is...
You're a real Frank Sinatra in that sense.
Well, good. We got drugs out of the way. We got love out of the way. We got lust out of the way. What else? What else is there to cover, folks?
Rock and roll.
Let's do it.
Oh my God. I've gotten really into Led Zeppelin the past few months.
Kait, you're not going to believe this.
What?
while we were on our trip, we went to a concert for a Led Zeppelin cover band.
What? How was it?
It was good. They did a decent job.
Nice.
So yeah, they did a lot of songs I didn't know. Not the hits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not what you want from a cover band.
No.
Exactly. Yeah, that was a little off. I think there was maybe one song I knew, and then I was like, okay, this just sounds like it's a band, not a cover band. But yeah. What got you down the Led Zeppelin?
Well, my 14-year-old nephew, we went on vacation, like a family vacation, and he and I were in one car, and my mom and dad and other nephew were in the other car. But we were just like sharing music, and he's gotten into Led Zeppelin the past year or so, and we listened to it and revisited some music I hadn't listened to in a while, and kind of reignited my love of Red Hot Chili Peppers. And got me into Led Zeppelin. Like, I honestly had never actively listened to Led Zeppelin before, and I really like it.
Well, good for you. I feel like as soon as you said your 14-year-old nephew, I said, of course, that's who brought Led Zeppelin around. That is just like exactly what happens. It's like a rite of passage for every 14-year-old
He is very into like 60s and 70s rock. He's like in that stage right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I remember at my bus stop, there was a kid who, like, one of his like 10 t-shirts was the one with the 4 symbols that each of the band members came up with, like their own symbol. And I was just mystified and a little bit frightened by it because it looked kind of like culty and stuff. Yeah. And that's probably my earliest memory of Led Zeppelin. Then I guess my next earliest memory would be watching VH1's 100 Most Shocking Rock and Roll Moments at way too young an age, and hearing a rather scandalous tale about a mud shark. So
interesting. I missed that one.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Google it later.
Yeah.
I'm
sure they probably also covered John Bonham's death, but the mud shark, that'll stick in your head.
Eesh. Something that really stuck. Okay, this is an interesting path to take. It's going a little bit away from rock and roll, but still involves a different kind of rock. The rocks that you would find in a cave. So in 3rd grade, we talked about caves, and we had to watch a video. And there was a video about this guy who got stuck trying to, like, what's the word when you spelunk?
Mm-hmm.
He was spelunking.
Yeah.
And he got stuck and wedged in the cave, and he was in there for like 3.5 weeks before somebody like came to try to get him, and then nobody got him. And I thought it was like, a PSA kind of thing, but no, it's just part of like the informational thing, so that was something that I felt like I saw too early in life.
Mm-hmm. Is that maybe the guy that they based that musical on?
Yeah, I bet it is. Yeah. They told that story on My Favorite Murder, I think.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody wrote a musical about it.
Well, again, if we're talking about it on My Favorite Murder, I probably shouldn't have heard about it in 3rd grade.
True.
So,
and if it's on a VH1 special hosted by what's his name from Sugar Ray, Mark
McGrath.
Yeah, I probably should not have been watching that either. But boy, I was the only 9-year-old on the block who could have told you about how Jerry Lee Lewis married his own cousin.
Hell yeah.
What questions do you guys want to ask? I always ask the questions.
Mm-hmm. How's Henry?
He's really good. Thanks for asking. He got to take a 12-day vacation. And he went up and stayed with his grandma. And he loved it. He loved every second of it. How is Buster?
Buster's doing well. He's terrified to go outside, but other than that, he's such a sweet and wonderful little boy.
Is he right there?
He
Look
is.
at
I
him.
can just sort of.
Look at him. He's
Buster.
Ed.
Oh, so cuddly.
He is. He's got the softest, most velvety ears.
Oh, I love puppy ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's recently taken to jumping up in the chair with me, and that's great.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Does he do well with other dogs?
I don't know. I can't convince him to leave the house long enough to find out. But I mean, before he was on a farm with 9 other dogs before he came to me.
Okay.
So
He probably is very afraid of the city.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was going to say we could maybe try to arrange a play date. Henry loves playing with other dogs.
Yeah. I would love that.
And
But
he's
you've got to come to us.
Oh man, we could do that. Could be a good podcast. Is just us talking about our dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's an audience for that, right?
Yeah. Is there an audience for this? Do we still have people watching?
You know,
Chuck R. Chuck R. said, "Yo."
All right.
Hey, Chuck R. Yo.
What do you want to know about?
Now, do you mean yo as in hello or yo as in I?
And you just got cut off from typing.
Right.
Chuck R., if you have a question you want to ask us while Kait and or Derek is thinking about questions, please feel free to just put it in the chat. Let us know your questions. We're here to let you get to know the improviser tonight. So
it's like one of those awkward Q&As at a book signing.
Yeah.
So you can really
I do have a question.
Go ahead.
Yes.
What would your last meal be?
Oh.
I'll give you some time and go first because I do know mine. It would be in this moment, in this season, if you will, of my life. My last meal would be Spaccanopoli, which is an authentic Italian pizzeria really close to my house. They have wood-fired pizzas. They're delicious. And they also serve burrata with like toasted baguette, or not baguette, but like ciabatta. And oh my God, it's divine.
I think I'm going to go with, now my mom is allergic to shellfish. So I have never had shellfish because I am afraid of what will happen.
Sure.
But if it's going to be my last meal, let's find out. So I'm going to have lobster and shrimp and crab. And I'm also going to have pizza from the pizzeria that most recently gave me food poisoning. Because, it was fine going down. So if that's all I need to worry about, then, let's do that. And I don't want to put anybody on blast as far as what pizzeria it was.
But what was it?
Basbo.
Was it really?
Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, Derek. Ty has gotten food poisoning from Basbo's twice. Both times we've gone to Basbo's.
I've never had food poisoning from Basbo's.
And we ate the same pizza and I was fine. But
Wild.
I have a stomach that I've never had food poisoning. It just is like, what's that? Oh, you're going to be sitting in there for about 7 to 8 days. So, there's no rush kind of thing. But and that's a reference to IBS constipation.
Mm.
But yeah, Ty has gotten it twice. So,
Yeah. It was when I was back in Indiana, and I had not slept the night before. So I was also just completely exhausted as well, and literally begging for death at certain points.
It can be bad.
Yeah.
I actually got a very small touch of it earlier today because I ate some ricotta cheese that had been open for too long. It's been open for like 3 weeks and you're supposed to eat it within like a week.
Kate.
I know. I usually don't even test stuff like that at this time. And I truly had like maybe a tablespoon of it, and it still put me out for like 2 hours.
Oof. That's no good.
Speaking of being cautious with food, last time I went to the grocery, I got grapes, and I forgot that grapes are toxic to dogs.
Oh, yeah.
When I bought them, but by the time I got them home, I remembered. And I was so paranoid about dropping a grape that I couldn't enjoy it, and I had to throw them away.
Oh, no.
Because I was like, if I drop a grape and Buster eats it, I'll never be able to live with myself. So I've just gotta put them in the compost bin and move on.
Man. Were
But
they
also,
bad?
they weren't that great either.
Okay.
So it was, yeah.
Not a
It
big
wasn't a
loss.
huge loss. Yeah.
Not going to be in your last meal.
No.
What would yours be, Maggie?
You know, I think a bowl of cereal, and then
a specific cereal, or just whatever you're craving on those last few moments on Earth.
I mean, things could change, but I don't know. Maybe a bowl of Special K with strawberries in it. And then I think I would like a brownie sundae.
Sounds good.
That's it. I don't know. I want the sweets on the way out.
Yeah.
And a brownie sundae, I could eat a brownie sundae any day, anytime.
Yeah, I actually just made homemade dulce de leche, and I made brownies like a day before, and I'm going to the store tomorrow and I'm going to get ice cream, and I'm going to make a sundae with all those things.
Did you do that trick where you just like put a whole can of condensed milk in water and boil it?
For like 3 hours, yeah. It works really well.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
Every time I'm in the kitchen, I just get a clean spoon and take a little bite out of the container. Go on with my day.
Speaking of boiling things, I don't know why, but today I decided to reinvent the wheel. I've been boiling eggs for a good portion of my life.
Sure.
And it's always gone fine. But today I decided to get real smart and go on YouTube and look up the perfect way to cook boiled eggs. And you know what happened? The egg broke in the water.
No.
So I'm just going to follow my instincts and keep boiling eggs the way I boil eggs from now on.
So what is the way you boil eggs?
Get the water boiling, gently drop that egg in. It's going to be cold and fresh from the fridge. Because I think the thermal shock helps keep the white separate from the membrane. Put a little bit of vinegar and a little bit of salt in the water. I don't think it gets into the egg at all, but I do think it makes the shell a little bit easier to deal with. Then turn the water off as soon as the egg is in there and just let it coast for like 10 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, would you like to hear my method of egg boiling?
I do.
And the lid is on.
Okay.
Wait, but do you do an ice bath or anything after?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Kait, what is yours?
So I put the eggs in an empty pot, fill the pot with water like a couple inches above the eggs, get the water boiling, then turn it on down to a simmer for like 12 minutes. Then I put them in an ice bath. That's what I
Do you have a lid on there?
do. No.
Okay. What was the directed way that was the best way?
Okay, so I watched a video by J. Kenji Lopez Alt, who used to work for Serious Eats and used to work for America's Test Kitchen, now works at neither place. Maybe because he's bad at cooking eggs. I don't know. But he advised that you get the water boiling, you put as many eggs in the water in one layer as you want, just as long as it's in one layer. And the water does not even, apparently, according to him, even need to cover the top of the egg. What I found is that you need to adjust your expectations for dropping the egg in the water if you're going to use that little amount of water, because the water cushions the fall.
Right.
But if there's less water in there,
Doesn't have as much.
it's gonna crack, and you're just gonna have a poached egg with more calcium than you want. So, yeah, and his you just boil them. Yeah.
Oh my God. This is
I am not
riveting.
okay. It just doesn't seem right. Nothing about that seems right.
Yeah. I mean, he said that when he was working in a restaurant, it was a restaurant that served deviled eggs. So he had to boil 100, 200 eggs a day.
Holy
And so he
moly.
feels like he's the definitive authority on egg boiling. And I gotta say, Kenji, I'm not impressed.
Not impressed,
Not
Kenji.
impressed. But he does address his videos to guys, gals, and non-binary pals. So I do
That's
like
fun.
All right. That's a +1.
Yeah.
To accommodate for the -10 he has for the egg boiling approach.
And he has 2 dogs that he will often feed a little bit of.
Okay. +2 for each dog.
Yeah.
So he's only at a -7 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this has been helpful for me. One last question that I have. What's your least favorite thing about improv? We're always so positive about improv.
I could give you a joke answer, or I could give you a real answer.
Give me both. Give me both.
The joke answer would be when you like sit down to a show and it's just long and meandering and kind of going nowhere, and it just seems like 3 people having a conversation that they would have regardless if people were watching or not. And then my real answer would be the power dynamics that get involved in it if you do it in a community that's big enough. You get people on power trips, you get the cool kids and the people who don't feel like they're included, you get people who take advantage of their positions of power to make people feel bad in various ways that are dark and not fun. And I'm just not here for it, because improv is supposed to be an egalitarian art form, and it just kind of shows you how the human nature to take an egalitarian art form and force a power structure into it.
Any chance they get. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say mine's similar. It's that. And also just like shitty audience members who try to make it about them.
And zip zap zop.
Oh, right.
Ugh.
Yeah.
But most audience members are lovely.
Yeah.
I'm sure the people who are watching are wonderful audience
They're
members.
the best.
And
Are
they
you
can
still
show
there?
us, they can show us how wonderful they are by subscribing to the Trident Network.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more, Derek?
Yeah, I believe if you're a subscriber, which you can do either with your money or for free as part of an Amazon Prime subscription, if you have Amazon Prime, turn that into something a little less evil than it is. If you can get, as far as I know, a party dolphin emote that you can use in the chat.
Ooh,
That is
that's
correct.
fun.
That is correct. Now we are part of the Trident Network at Forgotten
Yes,
Compute.
yeah, that is what we're on right now. Yeah,
Correct. Well, this is
three prongs. You got whatever it is we're doing right now.
Improv, baby.
You've got podcasts, and you've got sketch video, and other web series sort of things.
You know what? Missed opportunity here, you guys. We could have each represented one of the prongs of the Trident Network.
Dibs on podcasts.
Well, I have my podcast mic like right there.
I don't want to do improv. I want to be.
Fine, I'll do improv.
Yes, I get web series. So we do this every other Thursday. Not this. Not this. We do like an improv show.
Mhm.
You guys are active outside of this.
Oh,
right?
To an extent, yes.
What are you guys doing outside of 3 Got to Mute and 4 Got to Mute?
Yes, well, both of us work on Whose Line Is It Saturday, a show at Logan Square Improv.
In Chicago?
In Chicago, yes. And it's a short form improv show, much like this one. I'm on a little bit of a hiatus right now, but I will be back soon. And it's I'm very proud of it. And Michael Shambo, who's on this show, co-hosts with me, and it's a great old time. And that is the extent of my involvement in things at the moment.
Yeah, that's good. I like it.
And part of Whose Line Is It Saturday, and also just one-off long-form shows here and there at Logan Square Improv.
Sounds like Logan Square Improv is a pretty hip place that you need to check out.
It really is. It was recently featured on a unconventional date night thing.
Oh.
On some like Do 312 or something like that.
Nice.
Where they suggested that you go to LSI and then go down the street to an outdoor bar. And
all right.
And enjoy a drink with your date. That's the word. I haven't done it in so long that I don't know.
Oh, what's that called again?
Oh man.
Your love friend. Your
heart pal.
So this is gross. I didn't put deodorant on because I worked from home today. And I feel like my body odor smells like marijuana.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's that. That's what I'm up to these days.
Mhm.
I don't do much improv, mostly because I just don't like anybody. So
that's fair.
Yeah. So
it's important to do improv with actually, that's something I almost said. One of my least favorite things about improv is having to do improv with people you don't want to do improv with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So sometimes that happens.
Yeah, there's always like this, like, oh, you should be able to do improv with everybody. And like, yeah, it's like, well, but what if I don't like their style? Like,
what if
or them as a person?
What if we never put teams together by a committee ever again? How about that?
Yeah.
Oh,
improv teams should be friends.
Yeah.
Should hang out.
Mm-hmm.
should know each other and be familiar with each other.
For sure.
We're not, we don't actually hang out we're not friends.
We have.
We're perfect strangers. We
And-
haven't known each other for like 7 years.
Were it not for the vagaries of geography, we would hang out.
We would.
That's right.
It's my fault, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get up here.
I'm the holdout. Everybody else, I'll move to the cool towns. And
Well, now the cool thing to do is move away from the cool town.
Is it?
They're all going to be moving back once global warming rears her ugly head. They're going to be flocking back to the Midwest.
Oh, yeah, they will be. Because that's not, I mean, we're so insulated. Except what's Lake Michigan? What's going to happen with Lake Michigan?
Oh, it'll be fine.
It'll get the rich people first.
Yeah, they're the ones closest.
We're all up in these tall buildings. We're fine.
Yeah, me in my first story.
But you're inland.
That's true.
Yeah, there's quite a few high rises before, along the drive there that'll insulate you.
Sure.
Least favorite sport?
Football.
I'm gonna go with rugby, but football close second because they're dangerous.
Mm-hmm. I don't understand how football is played. I don't care to. And if the people playing it are not endangering themselves, they are prone to endangering other people outside of football. So
and fuck the NFL.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of football.
Good answers. I liked those. What did you want? What was the first career or job that you remember, like as a kid or as a teenager, that you said you wanted to be when you grew up?
When I was like 4 or 5, I wanted to be a chef. Watched a lot of cooking TV, made a lot of food in the kitchen. But as I grew, I quickly realized that restaurant kitchens are a much too high pressure environment for someone of my temperament.
That's true. And it doesn't need to be that way.
No.
These chefs are so maniacal. Doesn't need to be that way. Maybe you can become a chef still and change the culture, Derek.
Or I could be like a recipe development chef.
Ooh, I like that.
Just cook something over and over until it's perfect, and then
consultant for Chili's
world.
Yeah.
Here's something new for you to microwave.
I think the first thing I really remember wanting to be was just like famous. and I don't know how, I was obsessed with like pop stars, like when I was like 4 and 5, like singers, dancers. My dad used to, I don't even remember this. My dad would record Cindy Crawford's House of Style off of MTV, and I would watch it. And I called her Cindy Crawford. And I think I just wanted to be famous. But then when I remember getting to kindergarten and wanting to be a teacher for a long time.
Cindy Crawford sounds like the BoJack Horseman version of
Cindy Crawford.
I mean, Cindy Crawdad is right there.
Right.
But it's like, is that too on the nose?
Right. And Crawford, she could be like a crustacean from the waist down or something.
Yeah.
And I can see it in my mind's eye,
Derek, will Crawford be part of your last meal of shellfish?
Probably not the fin.
But generally, Cindy Crawford as a shellfish.
If she can speak, I'm not really interested in eating her. I am trying to avoid eating things above a certain level of intelligence.
Water has memory.
Oh boy. Well, I got to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah. Oh man. I might be out of questions tonight.
All right, should we do some improv?
Wasn't that what we've been doing this whole time?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of like a combination between improv and The View.
I kind of like it though.
Yeah. I guess now's a good time to tell you I'm a Republican. I'm the Republican one.
You're going to have to start coming up with a series of elaborate Padme Amidala style hairdos.
Oh, I have a question.
Give me time.
What is, I'm trying to think of the best framing of this question. What is the best poster to hang up in your room? I try not to do it as like when you were a kid again, because we've done that a lot. But like, I'm interested in posters right now, just in this very instant. I'm thinking about like in your college dorm room, like people hanging posters, or like your first week of school in the student union, they had like a room where you would go and buy posters and just to decorate your dorm. What's a poster you would have right now?
Well, I recently moved and I've been using some wall art to spruce up the place. I'll show you above my TV here. Let's see, get it. There we go. So on the left, you've got the Hollywood Handbook Boys Gone Bad tour poster. On the top, you've got Frasier, but it's The Last Supper. On the bottom, you've got Seinfeld, but it's the cover of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And then on the right, you've got all of Dana Scully's hairdos from The X-Files.
Wow.
And then over there, that's a photo from the 30s of it's staged to break as many of the censorship rules of the era as possible. Nice. So she's drinking alcohol. She's defeated a lawman. She's got a gun. She's got, she's showing shoulder and cleavage and stuff. It's great.
Nice. Oh. You're such a misogynist, Derek.
No, it's.
I'm not kidding. I'm kidding. Oh my God, I'm totally kidding.
No, she's got like her
You're
foot
canceled,
on top
Derek.
of it. No, she's got her foot on top of a cop. It's ACAB.
ACAB. ACAB. Let's all chant ACAB. I had a poster of A Knight's Tale that was in my high school room and then in my dorm for a very long time. So I think your favorite movies is a good way to go. I recently purchased, I'm not going to walk and show you, I'm so sorry, but I got a replica of the Judy Garland live at Carnegie Hall, the one that says Judy, Judy, Judy. I have a poster of that I want to get framed. I also have a really cool print of, not to plug them again, but of Karen and Georgia from My Favorite Murder. I have a really cool print of them. I still need to get framed, but it's on like this paisley background, and it's just like, I love the color scheme of it, which was most of the reason I got it. But yeah, your interests, I think, and actually redbubble.com rules, because you can truly type in any interest you have and get it printed as like a sticker, a shirt, a poster. Like, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, we've gotten some good shirts from there. Definitely good. Where did Derek go?
I'm coming. I've got here 3 mini prints from society6.com, designed by frequent forgot to mute participant Ariel Sinha.
Oh yes.
Oh,
We did
yes.
Ahsoka
Awesome.
and Leia and Rey,
Oh, really
my
cool.
three favorite Star Wars characters.
Yeah, those are
So
awesome.
I'm trying to get them framed in like a long frame that has 3 holes. But I ordered one from Wayfair and they're like this big. So I need to get them custom framed, I guess. But
What size are they?
they are 4 inches by 4 inches.
4x4?
Yeah. And I encourage you all to go to society6.com and buy some of Ariel's art. She's got more than Star Wars stuff on there. She's got other stuff as well. It's very cool.
She's got some awesome stuff.
Yeah, Ariel is very talented.
I love the Chicago Bears things she's been doing.
Mhm.
Yes.
Those are pretty awesome. Everybody, audience, I just want you guys to know that we've all recently had haircuts.
We have. It's true.
And just feel like you all should at least acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Tell us we look good,
Yeah.
please.
Just I don't know if you can see how there are no flyaways. Got a little Mary Tyler Moore flip.
We love.
Love it. Kate's bangs are rocking. Derek just looks clean.
Yeah.
Like
Sleek as hell.
yeah.
Yeah. When I went in there, I was like, make me aerodynamic. And
Did you show them a picture? They were like, so what are we doing for you today?
Yeah, and I just showed them a picture of a bullet. No, when I got out of the shower the other day, my hair was wet and I dried it in such a way that it made a perfect 2008 Top Chef faux hawk.
Amazing.
So I was very, very into that.
Did you keep it that way?
Until it dried, yeah. And then it just sort of fell down. But it was a fun 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta find the fun. Am I right?
You
small
do.
joys. Life is all about small joys.
You know, anytime that I get out of the shower with my wet hair, I look like a professional wrestler. So it's my reality that I end up looking like a greasy, disgusting,
sweaty-haired, yeah,
roided up professional wrestler.
You get really like swole while you're in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't explain it. It's like the Hulk or something. Like
Yeah.
it's just your skin soaks up so much water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that must be what it is. But I just like burst out of the shower and then I suplex Henry and
You're like the Kool-Aid man. You're like, oh yeah.
You have to buy a new shower curtain every week. It's ridiculous.
Broken from me stomping on the ground as I walk. Yeah, it's just my loofah is in disrepair. Just like gets ripped to shreds.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is the Kool-Aid man the pitcher? Or is the Kool-Aid man the Kool-Aid? Or is it his blood?
Is a human their skin or their blood? They're one and the same. That's my answer.
I think his it's almost as if we were translucent.
Yes.
Right? So the pitcher is
Body
the
world.
skeleton and the epidermis.
Epidermis, yes.
And then the Kool-Aid is what keeps the body going, the external part going.
So when he serves people of himself,
he's Jesus.
He's
yes.
Jesus.
That is where I was going with it. Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, drink of me And then when he's frozen, you can eat of him.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot to think about.
I
Cool.
think our audience does too.
Yeah.
I think so too. One gear go. Said 15 minutes of pho. Not sure what that means, one gear go. But hey, that's all right. We're here for it.
Maybe that's their last meal.
Referring to the faux
Oh, yes.
Ah, I see.
Nice.
Yeah.
I thought you were maybe mispronouncing pho. The soup.
Like the soup?
Yeah.
Oh no, because it was spelled pho.
Yeah, I can't see the chat is the thing.
And now, yeah, One Gear Go has put pho in the chat now. Yeah.
One gear go, do you like our haircuts?
Mm-hmm. Tell us we're pretty.
Please. Also subscribe and you can use the emote of a dolphin.
I feel like a QVC host who has nothing to sell.
Yeah. I have an empty can of Aha. Strawberry cucumber. Quite good.
You know, one of my mom's friends is a QVC host.
Really?
For real? Oh
Carolyn
my God.
Gracie. Carolyn Gracie can be seen on QVC.
I do have to Google her immediately.
Oh man, I was obsessed with one of the QVC hosts as a kid.
David Venable?
No, it was a woman. I don't know who it is. You guys, we have almost talked for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
2 minutes left in our time together here tonight.
Is there anything we haven't touched on that you want to make sure we talk about? Put it in the chat right now.
Yeah, hurry.
Like literally this instant.
Yes. If you don't feel like you know us yet, what is the question you need us to answer for you to feel like you know us? That's what we need to have right now. And if we don't get a question, Kait, you're asking the last question.
Oh
my God.
Oh. I just got here, so maybe just say everything again. One gear go.
One gear go. You can watch this on YouTube.
Yeah.
If you aren't able to catch us during our live shows every other week on Thursday nights at 8 Central, 9 Eastern, you can watch us on YouTube if you go to the Trident Network on YouTube. And you can watch all of our old shows where we have done actual improv instead of faux improv, or our Q&A session here. It's almost like a podcast interview. I think we said that earlier.
Yeah, it's like behind the actor studio.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Not inside, but in the alley behind the actor studio.
I think I mixed behind the music and inside the actor studio. I do have the last question.
Okay. Let's hear
it. Okay. If you had to pick one character, first I need to preface this with, are we all familiar with the Nickelodeon show Doug?
Yes.
Not as familiar as I used.
Okay, so I'm going to rephrase the question. If you had to choose one cartoon character from your childhood to actually like be married to, live with, like you actually have to tolerate them, you know, 100 hours a week, who is that character?
I know already. I am very, there are a lot of parallels between me and Daria. Now, so I don't think I would live with Daria or be with Daria for my life, but I would be with Jane, her best friend.
Nice.
I'm the Daria in the relationship. So Jane from Daria.
That's interesting. I feel very similar to Arthur. So maybe Buster Bunny. Buster! But Miss Bristle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good one.
You know, Maggie, your answer made me change my answer. I was going to say Arnold from Hey Arnold, but I actually think I'm like Arnold, so I should probably be best friends with his best friend, Gerald.
Yeah. You don't want to be with yourself forever.
Right.
Yeah. That was a really good question to end on, everybody.
All right.
Thank you for hanging out and getting to know each other better. Thanks, One Gear Go, for hopping on and interacting with us. Thanks,
Be sure
everybody
to
else.
join us here in 2 weeks when we will be doing an actual improv show that's not just a Q&A.
Right. Here on Forgot to Mute with the Trident Network. I think we're going to sign off, and I think we're all going to go to bed.
Well, that sounds
Not together.
great. Not together.
I'm in Indianapolis. Thanks, everybody. See ya.
Night.